Wizards of the Coast helped cool the Magic the Gathering market. Let's discuss.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
So, look, all collectibles, they all spiked during COVID, right? The government passed money around, and the people who didn't need it spent it on collectible stuff. It was cheap to borrow money. Interest rates were extremely low. So it was, when cards were going up 20, 30, 40, 50% a week, it was worth it to borrow at 4%, 3%, 2%. I actually got historically low percentage rates on my house, during the whole pandemic. And so, and on top of that, Bitcoin was high. So it was like a crazy upward push. Like all the other things were crazy too. Like video games were high, sports cards, comic books, everything was reaching new heights, right? Let me explain why interest rates are important first and foremost. Like I'm not a finance expert, but let's discuss this, right? If you have a 2%, APY, whatever, interest rate, right? And you have $100,000 house, that means every year you're paying $2,000 just in interest. That's not that bad. But now think about it like this. Currently, interest rates are more like 5 to 7%. So if you have a $300,000 house, you're paying 15 grand before you even touch the principal. And that's a lot of money, right? So let's talk about the difference between 2 and 5% on a $300,000 house. 15 grand versus 6 grand. That's $9,000 of cash, of your own money that you'd be able to keep each year if you got the 2% versus 5% rate, right? And that would be, I guess, spendable money. People don't have this anymore, right? So yeah, that's a big difference with the borrowing rate and interest. That really, it's a big difference, okay? And so now we're in this place where all the markets retracted. We're in this place where interest rates have soared. We're in this place where Bitcoin is half as much. The government hasn't helicoptered any money. And, quite frankly, it's not a good time compared to 1 year ago for investing or anything like that, right? Comparably. I'm not saying that's a bad time for investing. It's always a good time for investing. But now we look at our market, right? It really only started to dip. No, let's not look at our market. Let's look at the whole market. Comics, video games, coins, sports cards, all of it. It really only started to dip this year. However, I feel like Magic wouldn't have retracted as much if Wizards didn't introduce Magic 30 3 months, 4 months before the rest of the market started taking that nosedive. I feel like Wizards threw a big freaking bucket of cold water on the intense inferno of buying euphoria that everyone was on. And so they cooled it down, and then the market cooled down, so now it's even further down. So Wizards reactionary to the market, like this M30 product was a reaction to the market. They said, oh my God, people are spending money like crazy. Let's make something that will make them crazy, and they will spend more money like crazy. So this reactionary product by Magic the Gathering, it I always say don't be reactionary, be proactive, right? Like you set the trends, you start the movements, and yeah, I feel like this was a big fumble. I feel like if it wasn't done like this, Dominaria United may have even had a chance to become. You remember in Speed where what's his name? Anthony Hopkins was talking about you try to stop the bomb from becoming. Yes. All right. I don't. Rambling long enough, but basically the idea is these markets were cooling, but Wizards put the damper on its own market unintentionally, more so than it would have been at this point. That's what I feel like we saw. A lot of people who collected for 30 years stopped collecting. A lot of people who were investing for 5 years or whatever stopped investing. A lot of investors left, a lot of collectors left. And all the players got their, not all the players with the very loud voices who want cheap cards are going to get their wish in the end. Because all modern cards are going to become cheap. It's just crazy with this reprinting. Anyway, yeah. Quite the time we live in. I'm still buying old stuff. I don't see that coming down. Well, I see it coming down a little bit, but I don't see the real hard to find stuff coming down and the real condition dependent stuff that's in high condition coming down. I don't see the real collectibles coming down as much as everything else. Yes, remember to like and sub. Check out my Patreon, channel memberships, all the fun things. Otherwise, if you're going to buy any cards today, TCG Player affiliate link in the description. Take care. Have a lovely day, everyone. Peace.
Man. Game over, man. Game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Maybe we could build a fire, sing a couple of songs, huh? Why don't we try that?